Okay, Monday, time for a book recommendation. Book recommendations, of course, made possible in part by A Fashion of Bastards. Lewis, are you reading it yet?
Not yet, no. I haven't picked up a book in a couple years.
It's Joanna Louise Johnson's best-selling satire about the bizarre world of Washington's power players and their outrageous misuse of America's most precious natural resources. It's on Amazon.com. Here's my recommendation. I just finished this last week. The City and the City by China Miéville. Now, the first book I read by China was, it was well written, but I didn't love it. The topic didn't speak to me as much. The City and the City is a fantastic book. I picked it up a couple months ago, finally read it, finished it a few days ago. The concept is that there's two countries, which are basically cities. They're city-states. And they have areas which actually are shared physically. So in other words, politically they're two different countries, but they are actually existing in part in the same space. However, because of the conflict and the tension between the two countries, people who are in one country wear clothes of a certain color, and people who are in the other country, remember it's the same physical space, wear clothes of another color. And you are basically taught from when you're very young to identify who is not in your country politically, even though, again, they're sharing the same space, different buildings on the same block, for example. And the term used in the book is you unsee them. In other words, you really kind of, you look over them. You don't acknowledge them. The cars, for example, in one of the cities are far newer than in the other. So people, as they grow, they learn to realize which cars they shouldn't even really be taking notice of because they're not even in the country they are. That's kind of the context for the book. And the book is really kind of a crime story. Awesome. Very, very entertaining. I highly recommend it.
It does sound pretty good.
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
The City and the City by China Miéville. I highly recommend it. On today's bonus show, we've got a great bonus show planned for you. If you think the show ends at the top of the hour, it doesn't. There's a whole other show which Lewis produces and hosts. Today we'll talk about the high salaries of some San Francisco first responders. We'll also talk about Obama and Romney condoms. Has Lewis put in a bulk order? If so, is it for just the Obama condoms? Is it just the Romney condoms? Is it both? How will he decide? Etc. DavidPakman.com/membership. Get the bonus show. It's the best way to support the show. We'll be right back after this. Stay tuned.
The David Pakman Show at DavidPakman.com.